For more on what this means for the Republican Party, we turn to Phil Mattingly, Bloomberg's national politics correspondent. He is in our Washington bureau. Good morning to you, Phil.
Good morning, guys.
So as Juliana was talking about, really for the past 3 weeks, he's been hinting at a run. What do you think changed?
Well, there's really two issues. I think, look, the idea that he was going to run was very real. Aides were very serious about it. Private polling was being commissioned, and the numbers looked very good. I think that was one of the primary reasons that he came so close. But in private meetings, two things really stuck out. One, this was going to be a very, very difficult primary battle. The bench was much deeper than it was in 2012. It would be a vicious primary, one that if he were to get through it, might not set him up very well to take on the Democratic candidate, which I think pretty much everybody believes will be Hillary Clinton. The other thing was Jeb Bush. The former Florida governor has done a really quick job behind the scenes of locking up donors, of locking up former Romney supporters. His ability to move quickly, to really kind of take the establishment and try and make it his own, raised a lot of concern within the Romney camp and pretty much led to the decision to not go.
Phil, in his statement, Romney called for a new generation of Republican leaders, which some took as kind of a stab at Bush. What did you make of that?
That was a not-so-subtle swipe. Look, there's difficulties in the relationship between Governor Bush and Governor Romney that goes definitely back to the 2012 campaign and probably even before, according to aides on both sides of it. Look, I think that Mitt Romney is very well aware that he, based on his polling, based on kind of the nostalgia right now that's been flowing forth, has a lot of power going forward in the months ahead. What he says, and more importantly, where he directs his supporters and donors can have a major impact on the direction of this primary going forward. If that's going to go to Jeb Bush, I don't think that statement would have been put out right now. And so I think what he's saying basically is there is a young camp. Don't automatically, for all of his supporters and donors, fall into the Jeb Bush camp or into the Christie camp. Give people a shot to let this primary play out. How Mitt Romney positions himself over the next couple months, even the next year or two, is going to be very, very interesting going forward.
So far, he has not endorsed any candidate. Of course, it would be early for him to have endorsed any candidate at this point. But who do you think he will endorse? And really, does his endorsement matter?
I think his endorsement matters in a big way. Look, he's not going to be the kingmaker. Who Mitt Romney gets behind is not going to decide who gets this nomination. But the biggest thing, I think, is what happens behind the scenes. Mitt Romney raised a ton of money in 2012. His finance team is one of the best in the business. Where his aides go, where his donors go is crucial. And if there's any sense whatsoever on the candidate side that he can direct those people to one camp or the other, that's a very big deal. I think the other thing, guys, is you look at his numbers over the last couple of weeks since he noted that he had interest. His numbers are huge. He's up by 20 or 30 points in all of those early primary states. If he were to get behind somebody early, either subtly or not so subtly, it would make a difference, no question about it.
Also interesting that one of his top advisors is now in Jeb Bush's camp. Phil Mattingly, thank you so much.